The Dallas Cowboys are in an interesting position. Stephen Jones just told Clarence Hill, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, they're about to knuckle down and get this deal done with Dak. But I saw an interesting proposition the other day, Mike. I saw this put out. I'm going to give you a multiple choice, and you tell me which you think is the best option for the Dallas Cowboys. Option A, extend Dak Prescott at $37 million a year. Who knows why this thing is dragging out? Who knows at this point what the number he wants is, either on a yearly average or on a guaranteed basis.
Yep.
But for this argument, let's say it's $37 million a year, and that's going to add up to north of $100 million guaranteed.
Like I say, for context there, Russell Wilson, I think currently the highest average per year of quarterbacks at $35 million a year right now.
And expectations are that Mahomes will come in around 40 or north of $40 million a year.
Yep, but moving that forward. So, okay, 37.
So it's 37.
Extend Dak Prescott.
Essentially, right now, you'd make Dak Prescott the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
Or neglect to extend Dak Prescott. Franchise him, trade him, and sign Tom Brady at 2 years, $30 million, some kind of contract he might be looking for, which I think would be in that range, $30 million a year for 2 years, and then get what you can get for Dak Prescott. You take option A or option B?
I take option A. Like, I look at this and say, you know what? Making Dak Prescott the highest paid quarterback is about what we should expect at this point, right? Because it's never really about best. I don't think Dak Prescott's the best quarterback in football. But I think this is how leverage in the market work. And if they're the Cowboys, quite frankly, your best chance at getting him in a discount, you waved bye-bye to that a long time ago when you let a quarterback outside of the first round get to that fourth year and not giving him a contract during the season. So I think at this point, because of what he's shown you, because we sat here with Mike Tannenbaum plenty of times, said this guy checked every box for you. He should have been the first deal that you did among him, Amari Cooper, and Ezekiel Elliott, and he wasn't. And so I think you're going to have to take that hit of now making him the highest paid quarterback. We've seen Dallas will play with it sometime. They'll lengthen the years on these deals and make it a little softer for him. How you want to structure guaranteed money. There's ways to do it and spread it out. And you always end up restructuring these things by the end. So I would extend Dak Prescott.
But yet they haven't. And that's the interesting thing. Why haven't they done this? What are they trying to accomplish in Dallas? What reservations do they have? When I put these options on the table before you, it's not just for a fun radio conversation. I think, and look, there is nobody who's a bigger Dak Prescott defender than I am, no bigger believer in Dak Prescott than I have been. But I think if you're doing this, you're sitting back in the depths of the Death Star in Arlington, Texas, going, let's just put it on paper. What are our options? Let's go through the scenarios here. And your options with Tom Brady as a free agent would be something like this. Do we want to go with the greatest quarterback of all time at age 42 for 2 to 3 years, draft our next quarterback, right? You're going to draft the replacement and get something for Dak. We can trade Dak, get something for him. I would sign Dak as well. Ultimately, I would extend him because I'm a full believer. But I have to say, this other what could you get for Dak? Let's say the Cowboys can trade Dak Prescott. You get a 1 and a 2. You sign Tom Brady at a lesser contract than what you'd have to give Dak Prescott. You can draft your replacement quarterback, depending on who you make this trade with. I don't know how high your 1 is. It starts to get pretty interesting at that point.
It's a lot of compensation in return. Totally understand that. But again, I guess it's the belief of which guy gets you closer now. And do we believe that, even forgetting even the Tom Brady from this last year, as we go forward, like this has been kind of a trend and people didn't want to admit at all 2 years ago with Tom Brady that we may have seen a little dip, even though that offense turtled up, started using a fullback more, scored 13 points in the Super Bowl last year. And then we get to this year and we finally start saying age is catching up. Do we also believe that Tom Brady now, as presently constructed, do you as a Cowboys fan believe if you put Tom Brady under center, you've got a better chance of winning than Dak Prescott right now?
Better. I think you can win the Super Bowl with both of those quarterbacks. I have to defer to Brady based upon his history. But Dak, the reason I signed Dak, the reason I would not do the Tom Brady trade is not for years 1 and 2 of this proposition. It's years 3, 4, and 5. That's where Dak has his value to me over Tom Brady.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.